Hello, this is Natalie, and in this tutorial we will include two types of tutorials that deal with under the eye blemishes here. And in the first one you can see that she has a lot of baggage under her eyes, and she has a very old and tired look to her due to these deep, distinguished bags under her eyes. Now, you might think this is very hard to remove, but it isn't. With the simple help from a tool here in the toolbar right here called the patch tool, we can remove these very easily. Now, with this, we can turn her into this. The baggage is gone. She looks about 10-20 years younger than she did before. Now, what you do with the patch tool is you right-click around the area you want to remove, and you draw a circle around it. Go in the middle, right-click it, and take it to a nice clear area. Now what it does is it blends the area you want to remove with the area with this area that you move it to, like that, and it's gone. Now when you go to this, you want to take little portions so that you can easily find an even toned area near the eye. And see, it's gone. So you keep doing this, select it, put it over to an area that's very close so that you maintain the same skin tone near her eye. It's very important that you do that. And you want to do it in small sections, because if you did it in bigger ones, you would have a harder time finding an even skin tone. Like if I did this and select the whole thing. See, if you moved it over here, that you see very unevenness in the skin tone. So you keep doing that. Sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes you have to go over it again because it doesn't fix it before. And you don't have to be very experienced in Photoshop to do this. If you want to remove a pimple or a scratch or some sort of blemish, it's very easy to use with this tool, and you don't have to be very experienced in Photoshop to do it. But you have to make sure that you draw very concisely around the spot you want to remove. If I went and did this to remove something here and got a little bit of the eye area and did this, it gets very blurry here, and that does not look right. So you have to make sure that you get it very precise. Make sure you keep the appropriate dimensions of the face, and remove what is appropriate for your photo. And with this, you think it'd be hard, but it's very easy to use. You don't have to be good in Photoshop. It's an easy thing for beginners and people that want to make a quick fix to their photo. It's not a big of a deal. Okay, and you get the general point of that. And with a lot of precision and practice, you can get her looking like this. Now in this, I use her tools to make her eye lift up like that and her nose look longer. But you get the general idea. Now for the next one, we're going to remove these very dark, deep circles under her eyes and make it look like this. This is a very easy method to use, especially good for beginners. And with under eye circles, it's very easy to get them, especially when you're trying to contrast or add more color to your photo. See? And usually the lighting also can give you back under the eyes. And if you want to remove that, a very easy way to do this is to use the eyedropper tool. And what you want to do is select a nice light area where the before the dark area begins. Right here would be good. Like, make sure it's very light. You don't want it dark. Then you take the paintbrush and you get it to about 30 pixels. That's a good size. Now before you do the next step, which is paint over her eye, you want to make a new layer. To do this, you go down here, and where it looks like a page is about to be flipped, you click that, and you have a new layer. Now it's very good to rename these. Like, I'm going to name right eye, because I'm going to be fixing her right eye, so to keep organized, especially since you're going to be making multiple layers in this editing. So you paint over her eye, and you want to make sure you get most of the darkness that you see here, especially here under her eye where it looks very dark. Now you see that doesn't look very believable because it looks like just one big blob of color, but it makes it look better. And a way to blend this in more is to go up here to the menu bar, go to Filter, all the way down to Blur, Gaussian Blur. You want to adjust this accordingly to your photo. Not all of them are the same. Just adjust it, and the way you tell if it's well adjusted is if it looks very believably blended in. Like for this one, it looks like about 12 pixels would be good for that. And you see that the blur went up into the eye area, and a way to get rid of that is to click the eraser tool, which is right here. You go to the brush, go about 30. 30 is kind of the key number here. And what you want to do is go to the opacity and change it to about 30. And if you don't do that, it turns into this. And you see, you don't want to remove all of the color, you want to only remove some of it. So you go about 30, and just carefully swipe over this part where it's needed. And just kind of slowly erase all of that, get some of her eyelash back, and you see that it's gone. Now you see that it's still kind of blurry and unbelievable here, so what we're going to do is change the opacity, which lessens the visibility of this layer. So with the opacity, you want to click this arrow, it's right here in the layer panel. You click that and you go all the way down to where it fits your photo. And for this one, it's about 70%. I'm going to go with 75%. And you don't want it to be too high because then you lose some of the dimension of the face, which is necessary to make it look believable. You don't want to make it look flat. You want to have some shadows to give it dimension. So with that, you see that it's pretty fixed up. Now if you want to remove the wrinkles, you just go to the patch tool, select the wrinkles, and use what you just learned in the previous photo. And you want to make sure the main layer is selected. I forgot to do that. So just kind of do that, so on and so forth. And so for the next one, you get another layer right here in the layer panel. You name it left eye, because we'll be dealing with the left eye, keeping organized in case you want to go back and fix something. This, set the color right outside the dark area. Paint over it. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Adjust it accordingly. See, 12 didn't work for this eye like it did for the other one. So about there. 4. You want to lower the opacity to about 70 works for this one. Alright, take the eraser tool, erase what it covers up, the blur. And if you want to take that, make sure you go to the main layer, which is layer 5 in this instance, and just kind of go over that. The reason the patch tool doesn't work with eyes is because with the dark circles is because since it blends, it will blend one spot with the dark area, making it a little bit lighter, but not that much, and it's not as effective as this. Now, with enough time and precision, and if you use that method, for instance with this, you can get her looking like that. Which took a lot of time, and since I have to cram this in under 10 minutes, that's what really works. Now see, this is a very simple and effective method. You don't have to be good at Photoshop to use it. And well, I wish you good luck. If you have any questions, just ask me and I'll get back to you. Good luck. Bye.